Plastic, plastic. Hey.
What's up?
Trying to get my thing set up. Does my sound good
I
or
was
no?
gonna do a bun, but I couldn't find my brush, so I had to throw a wig on.
Your hair looks good. Wait, does my sound good? Because I have this microphone set up.
You sound fine.
Okay. Your hair looks good. My bun looks like shit. I did not feel like getting ready today. I accidentally woke up at 6 a.m., did a bunch of online shopping, and couldn't focus.
I was wondering why, because I stayed up late last night watching Lost. We were finishing up season 2, and you messaged me. I'm like, what the fuck is Lindsey doing up right now?
I know. I was messaging everybody at like 6 in the morning.
Which is not. I mean, you've been waking up a lot earlier since all of this coronavirus. Ironically,
I had been like, yeah, I was waking up at like 11 a.m., 10 a.m., but now maybe it just feels like I'm waking up earlier to you because I'm on New York time and you're on.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
But. But I somehow got back on my schedule of staying up till 4 in the morning and waking up at noon, which works for me, but...
I think I'm the earliest rising comic, like one of the earliest ones, because most comics I know sleep at least 12 or 1. I know Jeff Ross sleeps until like 2:30 sometimes.
I love it. I slept till 3 because I took an edible the other day. But you're also an actor, so you also have to get up so fucking early all the time.
Exactly, and so I have to do my. I love that my day job is actually what I want to do.
Yeah, it is good, and
so
also
a day job. I can't help but have a glare, but I won't be able to read the comments if I take my glasses off.
Aw, it's crazy how like comedians, you know, if you get big enough, you get into acting and stuff, and it's just such an opposite schedule for us. Nicole Buchanan.
Hey, boo.
I love you and miss you.
How was your Mother's Day?
My Mother's Day?
Yeah.
I thought you were asking Nicole for some reason. My Mother's Day was good. Me and my brother took my mom to the beach.
Social distancely.
So yeah, we wore our masks. We stayed 6 feet apart from everybody, but it was really nice. We went and saw the water, and we got some Italian food, and we baked her a carrot cake because she likes carrot cake.
I like carrot cake too.
How was your first Mother's Day?
My first Mother's Day was amazing. My first Mother's Day was amazing. I had some haters because they were like, "Oh, you're not a mother yet," and I'm like, "Look,
that's such bullshit."
I'm a mother. I was no matter what, because this also is like kind of a slap in the face to any mothers or women that God forbid lost their, child.
Yeah.
My child's freaking kicking. She talks to me like she's there. It's not like,
I think, as soon as you become pregnant, you're technically a mom because
when you're pregnant, you decide to keep it. You're a mom.
Or when you're in, yeah, exactly, after the abortion, like when it's illegal to get an abortion, then that's when you become a mother.
Yes,
third trimester.
My Mother's Day was amazing. My boyfriend almost got cursed out because I thought that he wasn't going to do anything. And like we woke up, I made my mom this beautiful video. So I was like up waiting for my other siblings to get up and watch that. And so he was like, "Oh, you should put on some makeup."
To show them how much better of a daughter you are.
Actually, I was very humble about it this year. My sister actually is the one that told my mom it was my idea, even though we all knew it was mine. But anyway, he was like, "Get up and put some makeup on," and it was like still the scruffy voice. I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like, I look bad. Like, I have to put on makeup." And then so I kept asking him why, and he's like, "Oh, for your Zoom date or whatever." So then we're just like chilling like all morning, and I'm just sitting there like, damn, he didn't cook me breakfast. He could at least went to the Dollar Tree and got me a card because we're about to move.
I don't know the name of it, but it came on today.
But I'm like, damn, he could have done something. And then around 2 o'clock, when I'm like real freaking perturbed, but trying to keep it in and not be a fool on diva, he's like, "Oh, let's go slow dance outside." I'm like, "I'm gonna fucking slow dance." And then he brought me downstairs to our friend Jonathan's house, and he had like a whole little setup with roses, and
I think it had something to do with Sanders. I'm not sure.
And the food was actually good, which was amazing because you know I'm picky as fuck, and I hate eating other people's food. So it was really good, and I had a great day. And then my mom sent me some stuff, so it was awesome.
Yay!
Someone was suing us.
Let's get into today's topic.
Get into it.
So, we're just calling it
I can't remember
shit because of all the ridiculous
it was
shit
last,
that white people are doing right
summer.
They're going crazy.
Let's see.
So do you want to? What do you want to start with? I'll start with this. I saw a meme. I was telling you about this morning. I saw a meme of a girl who put the whitest makeup on her arm and was complaining that was the whitest shade, going, this shouldn't be your whitest shade, your palest shade.
I think it comes on at 1 p.m. here.
Of this person, like how out of reach and out of touch are you to be like, oh,
I can't find. I'm trying to find the name now. I see your email.
People have so many options for makeup. They literally have every
someone
color.
tried to sue me for a car accident.
And they can either be white as they come, or they can be tan like Kardashian, or almost borderline brown face.
Not to mention that, for years, there, like, when you were growing up, probably, there was, like, one black shade, right?
So for me, I never really had an issue with
I had a husband.
Because I'm
it was
the
me and
actual
my husband
shade,
someone else and their husband. Hold on, I think I was.
I'm a find it.
All right, I'm looking at my email.
Or if someone was calling me, you know, I was do not disturb.
All right.
So I haven't really had that issue, but my mom did, because my mom is a couple of shades darker than me, and it was always hard, you know, to find different color makeups until Fenty. Once Fenty came, that's when like all the other makeup lines started getting on board.
Well, they had to step up their game.
Yeah, and then the cool thing about Fenty is that they didn't even just make sure that they had all the range of brown colors. They had all the range of colors for everybody. It was all inclusive. Unlike, you know, other makeup companies don't do for us. Like Fenty Beauty made it so literally every woman can wear their makeup. And it's always, but you know what, white women that complain about stuff like that, you know they have a name now.
Okay.
Yes,
so let's talk about Karen, the K word.
Or shall I say the K word?
So I was gonna say I can't believe anybody is comparing Karen to the N word, because it's like, first of all, Karen is a name. Nobody ever named their son the N word. Like you can't.
If they did, they need to be fucking slapped.
Yeah, you can't compare something that was always a racial slur to something that people are actually named, and not all Karens are bad, obviously.
I just found it funny that they like these white women go on these whole rampages just trying to be oppressed. Like they just want it so bad. Like they want to have to, like, you know, change your name up on a job application to get an interview. They want to have to be followed around the freaking clothing store when you're shopping. It's like, please pick me, I need some attention, give me some oppression.
Well, yeah, it's because they don't realize that that's the kind of shit that you actually have to deal with, so they're like wanting the good parts of it, like, oh, these people are getting attention, and well, guess what, we're oppressed too. And it's like, yeah, white women are oppressed because they're women, but they're not oppressed in any comparison to black women or any women of any color.
And the things that what they don't realize is, number one, women in whole, yes, we're a work in progress. We're still fighting for equal rights and things like that. So now, if you're a woman and you're a white woman, just think about how it feels to be a black woman. And think about how it feels to be a brown woman. Before you sit there and you want to complain about acting like a Karen. And guess what? Karens do go and ask to speak to a manager. Sometimes I put on my Karen voice. Not sometimes. I'm like the first person to ask to speak to your freaking manager. I'm the first person to ask for something off. But it's like, y'all need the name was like a freaking joke. It was fun-hearted. Nobody was getting whipped and like, fucking Karen, bitch.
Exactly.
No one has done that. So thank you. So I just don't understand why they feel the need to like go on a whole don't call me the K-word movement.
Yeah, they want to act like they have the same issues that you do, that they just don't. And obviously white women are they're privileged, and that's why they're able to ask for the manager and shit, because, it's obviously not as easy for everybody else to do that. Because there are places in this world and places in this country where you could probably get arrested if you're a black person, you ask for the manager.
And you're gonna get called aggressive. And it's like,
exactly.
It's a real, we say it to joke around, saying I had to put on my white woman's voice to get help, but it's like a real thing. Like, you really, truly have to put on your white woman's voice in order to get help someday. You can't just call, and talk on the phone like regularly. Even if your voice is professional, if you don't have a certain dialect, they will not take you seriously. And I don't think that a lot of these Karens realize it. Like, that's a real issue out here. And then also, like, with feminists, whatever, and why I don't consider myself a feminist, because we fight for the rights of women, of all women. Yes, we're there, we're out marching with you. But when it comes to something dealing with a black woman, it's a lot of these feminists that are like nowhere to be found.
And it's the same exact thing as like people during the Black Lives Matter movement saying, all lives matter. It's like, yes, obviously all lives matter, but that's not the fucking point. We're talking about people who are oppressed here, and black people, no white people are being treated the same way black people are being treated. So it's like, that's the point. It's not, nobody's saying your life doesn't matter. Obviously, everybody's life matters.
Karen behavior! That's literally Karen behavior. Like,
It's the same thing with the Blue Lives Matter thing. It's like, yes, nobody's saying that cops' lives don't matter. What they're saying, but cops aren't getting shot by black people for no reason. So,
and if they are getting shot by black people, those black people are going to jail. Let's just say that.
Or they're getting murdered by the other cops there. But
yeah, you said what?
I wanted to talk about what's it called? So I matched. This relates. Hear me out. I matched with this dude on like Bumble, and I matched with him twice because I deleted my Bumble, matched with him again when I got my Bumble back, and so whatever. I finally started talking to this person, and it's like, okay, me and my brother were talking about being on Long Island, since I'm on Long Island again. Like, I didn't realize growing up that it was such a white place because my high school had a whole mix of people, but most high schools on Long Island are all white people. So, being back on Long Island after living in LA for 7 years, I finally realized how freaking racist it is here. And obviously not everybody, and that doesn't speak for everybody on Long Island.
And you shouldn't have to say that every time you speak. It's assumed that everybody is not bad. Every white person is not a racist.
Yeah, but it's just this place is not woke. And so I was talking to that guy, and he was like, I don't know, somehow he said something about like, oh, you don't care what people think. I'm sure you're not worried about offending people, blah, blah, blah. But I could just tell by like seeing his Instagram post that he's probably a Republican, and like he seems to not be taking the social distancing thing seriously. Like that most likely you're a Republican if you're not taking it seriously. Or you're saying people are afraid of air. Like, no, we're not afraid of air. We're afraid of a fucking disease, a fucking pandemic. But anyway, so I said to him, that people are, no, he said, you don't offend people easily. Or no, you don't care if you offend people. And I was like, yeah, I don't care if I offend people when I'm making jokes, but I still believe that there's harmful language. I'm like, I don't make jokes that are harming people, you know what I mean? Like,
and you're not afraid to, if you do say something that someone is, offended by, you will apologize.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to admit that I said something wrong or posted something wrong, or, you know what I mean? Like, if you point it out to me and then I'm like, oh, okay, I see why this is problematic. I'm sorry.
For example, because I always use you as my poster white friend. And remember when we were in New York at karaoke? And I don't remember what song we were singing. We were rapping a song, and I did not know all the words. And Lindsey knew every freaking word, and I was fucking up. And then afterwards, she was like, I'm blacker than you, Jasmin.
No, that wasn't what I said. It was I'm not going to say who we were talking about because it was a cast member of a TV show, and we were with a cast member of a TV show. And one of the black cast members of that TV show told me that I was blacker than the black girl on that show. And so that's what was said.
Oh. Well, anyway.
I would not blacker than you. I was
Her
just
point
quoting
is-
somebody else who said I was blacker than somebody else, but I understand why that's problematic.
The point is, we had a conversation about it. And then later on, another person, Mark Stevens, actually came up to me and was like, yeah, well, Lindsey told me you shouldn't say such and such because of such and such. And I was like, not only did she was a part of the conversation and like listened and observed, she went and spread that information to the next person. And that's what we need more in this world.
Yeah.
And speaking of freaking coronavirus, because LA might be on lockdown for another 3 months. It's
3
pissing me
months?
off. I just saw it on the Shade Room. Yes, I get news from the Shade Room. Judge your mom. But yeah, I just saw that, so I have to look into it. But people still are not taking it seriously.
Oh,
What are you
no.
telling me? The video you sent me this morning in
Okay,
Texas?
wait. Before we move on, I forgot to finish. The fucking guy, so the guy goes, oh, because I was like saying there is harmful language, and I was like, he was like, yeah, but nobody would side with a racist, like that's just common sense. And I could just tell by the way he's talking, like you don't get it. And then I was like, yeah, but the thing is that there's so many people who have misogynistic and racist like thought patterns and things that they say that they don't realize is like that, and that's homophobic and stuff. And he's like, give me some examples. So I had to be like, okay, white people saying the N-word, even if it's not cute, it's not endearing, it's
Even
not
if
ironic.
it's playing, oh, my homeboys gave me a pass. No.
Right. It's like, yeah, I thought that in high school because in high school my black friends let me say it, but I learned since then, and now I realize, like,
Because once you know better, you're supposed to do better.
yeah, it's
And
like
the
you
problem
can
is-
change.
Exactly. The problem is people, like, they're educated on things, and then they decide, oh, well, no, I want to be ignorant anyway. And it's
Yeah.
like, why not? If you, like, with homophobia language, it's a lot of things. Like, for instance, Eddie Murphy using faggot with every other word in his special, whatever. When they did an interview and asked him about it, you know, he acknowledged, like, yes, that was not the best type of language to display. And times were totally different back then where, and he didn't even use this excuse, but times were totally different back there where more words were acceptable because people did not realize the harm it caused.
Exactly. Yeah.
And people didn't have outlets to say, hey, this shit is harmful. Like, stop saying this shit to me. But it's like, now that we know, don't continue to say it. Did you get frozen?
Exactly. And
Uh-oh.
and the internet is definitely helping with so many things. Like without social media, I feel like those guys wouldn't have been arrested for shooting that man who was.
Oh,
just
for sure. I mean, if it was not for, like, that's why social media is really a gift and a curse. And I love when social media is used for good things because everybody rallies together. And I saw, and usually a lot of times I don't see other races of my friends like posting stuff when something happens. But this time, I really saw, like, everybody, like, all, black, white, Hispanic, Indian, all of my friends were posting and, you know, call this number to protest, to sign a petition and all that. Like, it was amazing.
Just so unbelievable to watch that video and see it. It's just, like, it's just so fucked up.
I should have watched it, to be honest. Because I was mad, like, for... not even just watching the video, I was mad afterwards, you know, still mad or whatever. And I was hanging out with
Hey, what's up?
socially distanced at the pool. It was only 4 of us.
Yeah.
And
Hello.
I was asking her, you know, are you okay? You just sitting with that?
No,
She's
what's
like,
up?
no, honestly, I'm just really still
You're at home, right?
messed
Yeah.
up over the whole
I'm in your
incident.
area.
And I was like, you know what? I can't even
Oh, all right.
fault you because I am too. And you just have to try
Okay.
and not think about it so it doesn't consume you. But if it wasn't for everybody talking about it, those 2 men would just be sitting at home eating steaks with their racist ass forks.
Yeah, what racist fork? I mean, I fucking cried over it because it just made me so emotional. I was like, I just can't believe this shit is still happening. And because that guy worked for the DA, the guy used to work for the DA. That's why she didn't charge him. It's just so fucked up. But bringing it back real quick. So I said to the guy, I said the thing about the using the N-word. I was like, even if you're using it in music, like, you can't just sing along to it. Like, just realize, be the bigger person and don't use the word. I said that. I said saying that's gay about things that are not gay at all, that are lame or whatever. and I said, you know, dismissing Black Lives Matter by saying all lives matter, ignoring the fact that there's a pay gap with women, and the fact that the pay gap is even bigger with Black women, and then the fact that there's a pink tax, that we fucking pay extra taxes on tampons.
Was this all on a Bumble date?
No, I said this all in a text message because he asked. He literally was like, "Can you think of examples?" I was like, "Yeah." No response.
Of course he didn't have a response.
So that's over, which is good because we're not a match. But
it would have been at least great if you could have gotten a free dinner out of it, though.
Yeah, but I can't even go out anyway, so there's no point. And I'm balling right now. I don't need a free dinner. I make my own money. I buy my own food. But this fucking what was I gonna say? So me and my brother are debating, like, he was like, that's why I feel like I can't live on Long Island for my whole life. But it's like, do you leave to be in a more open-minded place, or is that not helpful? Because then if we stay here, we're at least more open-minded people who are like able to teach people in the area and at least try to let them know when they're, you know, being racist, misogynist, homophobic, all that stuff. So I don't know.
I get exactly what you're saying. You're stuck between a rock and a hard place, and it's crazy that we're both from Long Island and we grew up in totally different types of ways. But I don't really venture to your part unless I'm coming to visit you. So I have no idea how many white people live there. But I know that the reality shows that were from Long Island, I didn't see any black people on. So,
right. See, my high school, I'm sure it was still like majority white, but we had a lot of like different races. We had a lot of Puerto Rican people, a lot of Asian people, a lot of black people. And like I live very close to like a mainly black community. But obviously I looked it up, and 85% of Long Island is white, and that's crazy to me. But so this guy, I want to just address what this person is saying in the comments. He said, honestly, as a black man, I don't really care, just due to the fact that it only does harm if you let it. We slander another race for saying it when we use it as a social greeting. And I've heard that argument before, but I also understand why it's problematic.
I've had that argument on my show with People's Party with Talib Kweli on the regular basis. Like we've talked about that. And the thing is, I don't care. It's just one of those things that we can say you can, and that's just that. Now, what I do try and do, because I do know that when you have it, you know, continuously in rap songs and things of that nature, because now rap is not just for the black community. It's like universal now. Everyone listens to it. So when you do have, you know, nigga this, nigga that, nigga in the, you know, the songs, people feel like, oh, this is a pass for me to say it. So what I do when I do my stand up, I don't really say nigga in my stand up. I really don't. Just because I don't want to give anyone an excuse. So for when they're going and they're retelling one of my jokes and they're like, yeah, that she said niggas, and then they're like, oh my God, you say it.
It's like when Richard Pryor decided to stop using that word too.
Yeah.
But you have a new joke that you say it in. That's a very funny joke.
Oh, but that is funny, and I'm not gonna repeat the joke because I haven't got a good use out of it yet. Mm-hmm. But that is fun. That is funny, and that is like the only time I say it. But it kind of just had to be said, and that sucks because someone might actually try and share that joke. That is a shareable joke, which, you know, sucks a little bit.
You gotta just share it like you gotta make
put a disclaimer.
What?
I need to say a disclaimer after I say the joke.
Yeah.
And we were
like white people when you're telling this to your friends.
Right. I interviewed this guy. Well, we interviewed this guy on People's Party. IDK is a rapper, and he was saying, now I don't call white people crackers either. I just don't. But he said that he changed a lot of his N-words to crackers because he had so many white people at his show, and he got tired of them yelling out, you know, his lyrics back to him. So then he put cracker in it, and then so now they're yelling out cracker in the song instead of nigger, and I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, fucking genius.
That is very smart and hilarious. Oh my god, that's really funny. This person is saying there's a lot of racists against white people in Hawaii.
In Hawaii?
Who is this person? Are they black or white? Because they're saying some off-color shit.
Yeah, then they said 6 suicides in Hawaii. I'm not sure what that. Somebody said black people are racist as hell. I don't know if this person is black or white or not, but black people can't be racist. We're still freaking oppressed. Now, should we get checked on saying things?
I mean, black people can be racist if you're being racist about other races, yes, but the thing is that black people have had so much oppression. Like, I'm like, I don't care if you're a little racist towards white people because we deserve it at this point.
But the thing is that I don't hate white people. I don't. I love white people. Some of my best friends are white.
Wait, you should make a joke like that.
But no, but seriously, I still do have to get checked on certain things that I say, but I don't think that it's racist. I think it's ignorant. Like, what I didn't know about, when you grow up in Roosevelt or whatever, there's black, white, and Mexicans. There's not any other Hispanics around. So I didn't know that it was like, being rude calling all Hispanics Mexicans.
I was going to say, you have Mexicans in Roslyn, because I feel like...
Roosevelt?
Roosevelt? Because there's not a lot of Mexicans in Long Island.
I assume they're Mexican. I don't know if they're Mexican or not.
They're not! That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like, I was saying this the other day, and I'm like, I feel like people would take this as me being racist, but it's just true. Like, I'm like, I feel like in LA, there's way less Puerto Ricans. Here, there's way more Puerto Ricans, and then in LA, there's so many Mexicans.
Okay, so maybe still wrong. But I didn't realize that there were so many different types of Hispanic people. And when I moved to Miami, that's when I learned. And I had a friend, Michelle, and she always used to check me. And then even when it came down to clubs, and I was like, oh, is this a white club or a black club? And she's like, stop making it about race. Just go and have fun and listen to the music. And I was like, all right, Michelle, you got me. But I wouldn't consider that being racist.
You just wanted to know what the vibe is going to be like.
Just like I asked for a straight club or a gay club. I hate going to straight clubs. And I double hate going to straight black clubs because now you got to stand outside to get in. And I feel like I'm past the point of standing outside waiting in the cold to get to.
Oh yeah, no, I'm past that too. But you're like, is this place going to be filled with K words or N words?
Oh Lord. Okay, where's this one?
People do say stuff about Mexicans saying the N word. First of all,
I don't agree with that, and I say that on a regular basis. I don't agree. There's a lot.
Exactly. I was gonna say I've seen Jasmin go off on people about this, so plenty of people have a problem with Mexicans saying the N word.
We already talking about. Oh, you guys had a lot of comments.
Oh, yes, I'm affected by the history because those was my people. But
somebody's saying you're either racist or anti-racist, but it's like, that's not technically true because you can be anti-racist without realizing that you have racist beliefs. Because so many of us are raised not knowing that something is racist until, somebody calls you out on it, So many people, like you just said, your friend calling you out on stuff. It's like, you can be anti-racist, but still have believe stereotypes, It's not black and white.
Everything is not black and white. Nothing is black and white, but we are. It comes down to this. It really comes down to this. I give passes all the time if I don't feel like you're saying it out of malice. If you're saying something out of ignorance and you learn and you want to learn and you want to do better, then I'm going to, all right, cool, let's move on. Because I do the same thing. I say things all the time because I don't have a filter, and sometimes I don't run things through my head before they come out of my mouth. I say things all the time. People are like, oh, you shouldn't say things like that, or blah, blah, blah. It makes people feel that way. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'll actively not do that again. But if I tell you something is offensive and then 5 minutes later you say it again, then it's like you don't give a shit. And that's literally how you feel. That's not ignorance.
Yeah. I had to deal with I was in a diner with one of my white friends recently, and she was hammered, and she was just singing rap songs, screaming the N-word in the diner, and I was like, I'm literally about to leave you here. Like, this is not okay. I'm not going to sit here and watch you fucking just be a disrespectful dumb bitch. And she's like, oh my God, I'm singing a song. And I'm like, no, you're being disrespectful. Like, you don't get it. You're not getting it.
We need more Lindseys out here. Black people can be 100%. Oh, black people can 100% be racist. We just don't have the means to implement our racism in institutions. All right, I can see that. And I do have some friends that not that just hate white people, but they're not out trying to kill white people, and they're not out trying to
right,
stop them from getting jobs. It's just like I don't want to be around them. Which
right, like you never see a black mass shooter.
No. Just let me kill all the white people. No one does that. If you want to hate black people and just hate them to yourself or hate them in your own friend group and don't try and cause us harm, hate on, bitch. Hate on. I don't care. But the problem is when you're coming out shooting up churches because there's black people in it or not hiring someone because they're black. Like that's where the issue is.
The only ruthless black shooter I ever saw like that was that one dude. Do you remember that he shot somebody on Facebook and he shot another black man? I was like,
but it still wasn't a mass shooting.
At least shoot some white people.
Did I ever tell you my joke?
No.
You know why? Black people. Okay, it might have to be funny by the time I get it out. You know why black people don't do mass shootings?
Why?
They're too cheap to waste bullets.
Oh my God. I feel like it's racist for me to laugh at that.
That's like my dad joke. I don't know the equivalent of, but it was whack, but whatever. I laughed.
Well, I feel like we've had some good debating here. People have really weighed in with this topic. We got serious. We had some jokes. We had some laughs.
Oh, no. Oh, someone said there were a few black masks.
A few as compared to all the huge, millions.
That's just not our thing. That's just not our thing. We will shoot someone up, but we're going to shoot them with a purpose. If you have the worst is just a drive-by. I feel like that's the worst. But that's still not a mass shooting. That's shooting up whoever's in the area of the enemy. But we're not just going to the mall with no enemy in mind. Just, there's a bunch of white people. Let's kill them all.
Yeah. So let's open the floor for questions. If anybody has questions before we get out of here. Somebody said that was a Chris Rock joke.
Really? Was it? I've never heard Chris Rock say that. I'm not a joke stealer. And I've never said that on stage anyway. But I did not know that was a Chris Rock joke.
Great minds think alike.
What'd you say, Lindsey?
Did you say great minds think alike?
Oh my God! Yes, I said that. That's what you said?
Yes. See, great minds really do think alike.
Oh, well, I have to look up the joke now. Good thing I never said it on stage.
What's a way of victim blaming?
I don't know.
This guy's saying something's a way of victim blaming.
Do you know why I feel that Adam didn't give his rib to Eve? Because black people don't give up ribs. If you're not black, I'm not laughing at that. I can't tell by...
I mean, yeah, it's not that funny, but why?
It was funny.
But
funny.
Adam and Eve are always depicted as white, but I guess technically they would be black because people started in Africa, but that's based on evolution, not based on the Bible, so...
We're not getting into religious speak here. God is whatever color you want him to be. Adam and Eve is whoever color you want him to be. Live your life.
Jesus is black, but I'm gonna sign off. That's it. We'll be back next Tuesday. Is this gonna be on YouTube, and is the other one on YouTube?
The other one is edited and ready to go. And I can post it whenever. This will be up on YouTube as well. I'm gonna save this one as soon as we sign off. And who's offended? What are you offended by?
Seriously, painted face.
And what is your face painted with?
Yeah, what do you got? Blackface on over there, Mr.
I'm offended. I feel like you're wearing blackface right now.
Okay, Aunt Diggity is black at least.
Okay, Aunt Diggity, then I don't have to joke. All right, guys.
Okay, love you. See you next Tuesday. Bye.